Welcome back. In this quick lesson, we'll learn tracking errors and their contributing factors. We'll also learn the effect of expense ratio on tracking errors. Let's jump right in. Ideally, an ETF should closely track the returns of its benchmark index. In the real world, there are slight daily deviations of ETF returns as compared to the benchmark, which can be positive or negative. When considered on a 12-month basis, the annualized standard deviations of the daily ETF returns from the benchmark returns is an important measure known as tracking error. Do be clear that tracking error does not indicate under or overperformance of the ETF against the index return. Rather, it is an indication of how much the ETF return can differ from the index return on a daily basis. Tracking error can be attributable to the following factors: representative sampling and optimization. Rather than fully replicating the index, some ETFs may hold only a subset of the more representative index securities to track the benchmark index. Some ETFs may hold depository receipts of foreign shares, which may have price differences to the underlying shares due to differences in trading hours. Also, some may invest in sector ETFs, which have their own tracking error. Index providers will periodically change index constituents or weights. ETF managers may take some time to update their portfolios due to the creation and redemption process we've learned in the last lesson, thus contributing to some tracking error. Fund accounting practices may differ from the index calculation methodology. This can be due to timing differences in the calculation of NAV and different exchange rates captured when valuing foreign currency denominated holdings. Regulatory and tax requirements. In some countries, tax rates for foreign investors and domestic investors differ, leading to a difference in after-tax returns between an ETF and the index. Some ETF managers may try to offset costs by lending their shares to short sellers for a fixed interest and by foreign dividend recapture, that is, to work with foreign governments to minimize taxes on dividends. These methods tend to improve ETF performance. But most importantly, the ETF fees and expenses. As indices assume trading is frictionless, ETF fees and expenses will surely reduce the fund's return relative to the index. Even though ETF managers generally charge lower fees than mutual funds, such fees and expenses are still the most significant contributors to tracking error over the long term. So daily tracking differences tend to be more negative. As such, if we consider the cumulative tracking difference over a longer period, an ETF tends to underperform the index. For most ETFs, the tracking difference can be observed to be close to the fund's expense ratio, indicating that fees and expenses are the most significant long-term contributor to tracking error. And that's our quick discussion on index tracking. Next, we'll learn ETF trading and ownership costs. Don't go away.